How you doing? Thursday, all day long, all night long too. Nights are getting longer. I think there's a song like that, if I remember correctly. So how is it going? Hope you're doing well. Obviously, if you're here, then you're in the right place. Hey, Chelsea, how are you doing? Brian, Experimental Element, Sylvia, Lori, Flower. I love tacos. I do too. So, uh, shoots for paw. An eye is to see. How y'all doing? Hope your day is going well. Mine is. It's true. So the sign, sing your spirit song. How many of you have a spirit song? How many of you knew that you had a spirit song? And how often do you sing it if you know it? Yeah, it's in my little trip I took this morning. It's quite interesting. I rarely displace time. I did today, and that's very unusual for me. But anyway, um, what all of us need to realize is that there is a voice, there is a chorus of voices. It never stops. And this is a chorus of the spirit realm of where it's the love frequency. It's a frequency of love. And if you allow your spirit to give voice to itself through the body, and we're going to talk next week on how to honor your body contract. We all did. We made a contract with these bodies, and it's a mutual exchange. The body got to experience life. The spirit got to sense the physical plane. And if we can get that back into balance, you'll find out your body will heal itself much more rapidly. But in any case, if you can begin to understand, now I just, y'all know me, I just lay it out there on the table. I do this a lot when I'm either out in nature, when I'm walking where there is not another soul that I'm aware of, or a lot of times right in the shower. And I give conscious awareness that the body is in harmony with the spirit, allowing the spirit to give voice through the body. And it's a beautiful unionship when you think about it. And I think so often through upbringing, traditions, etc., we have forgotten that agreement between spirit and body. The soul is debatable. Who knows? It depends on what your point of view is as far as the soul is concerned. But I can tell you, if you're in tune enough, it'll take you places. I literally, folks, I got a piece of missing time this morning, and I got it over my whiteboard because I'm trying to figure out, because there were certain things different in my office and in the house. So I know it's like, okay, this is weird, but I digress. It's giving voice to that spirit. And when you join your spirit energy to that, I don't know how to describe it other than it's a pulsating energy. It's reached through the spirit. The body can't physically touch it. The spirit can and does. but the spirit brings back the essence of the memory so the body can absorb what it's like. But there is a constant course of praise and love that is joined from many different spirits, many different kinds of beings. And when you plug into that chorus, things happen, folks. I mean, it becomes, well, to me, it's a presence I don't want to leave from. So the day of my departure, that will be what I will be doing, is singing my spirit song. And I can't think of a better frequency to make that transition on. So let me get this right out from the beginning. Today, and I spoke this earlier over you and the time before I went live, but I'm going to speak this out verbally over everyone that's listening to my voice. Today, whatever might be broken in your life, today, I speak that will be mended. And whatever has been missing in your life, whatever was taken away for whatever reason, may it find its way back home into your life, whatever that may be. We've all been stolen from in one manner or another, whether it's our species with the amnesia that we inherit. You know, the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, they pass on the genetic code of knowledge to the next generation. Humans don't. We literally have to learn it. And unfortunately, we have learned in gross error in many cases. So that's what, we have to begin to realize. And the way we get those things back into our lives is, acknowledge that, okay, it's been taken, stolen from us. But it's when we harbor no attachment to it, no tangible physical attachment to that thing, whatever it is. And, the universe, the all, the one, always balances the scales. Always. That's the one thing I love about Hermetics, the 7 principles. It's not complicated. At least it's not for me and for many others. Now, I've had some people who say they just can't get their minds wrapped around it. That's cool. Hey, when I read the Urantia book, someone asked me today about it, and I said, there's only one word I know that I can express for the Urantia book: complex. And it is complex. So anyway, let that be reigning supreme in your life today. And when I give verbalization to it, it speaks a frequency. It comes out of my voice, and your spirit will pick up on it if it's meant to be. I contend a person swimming in a swimming pool never thinks about thirst, whereas the man in a desert can't think of being in a swimming pool. So there you go. It's all those times, you sit there. I had an advanced algebra teacher, and him and I just butted heads. I mean, it was a polar opposite, but the thing that got me about this guy, and it's amazing today, as I sit here enjoying this life journey, is the allegories, the metaphors that, that he would speak in, you know, as a young teenager, you're like, what? It's only when you transverse the journey do you begin to get it. Yes, Catherine, it is. It is definitely complex. I mean, I always kind of figure it's like this. I never figured out, and I had decades, nearly 50 years. And I can even remember as a kid sitting out in the hill country in Texas, outside Marble Falls, Texas. And even at that age, I did a lot of thinking. I'd already experienced a lot through life, back broken, arms broken, foster situation, then, become an award of the state. But in any case, as I continued to progress in life, those seeds of thought that initially were there is that why is it that there's this complexity where God is concerned? And, I'm a pretty sharp tack in the box. I can hold my own. And even today, it's the thing I ask people all the time is like, well, why does it have to be so complex? I don't know. Uh, Chantel, hello, how are you? Sylvia, hello. Awakened Being, peace, how you doing? April, how are you seeing? We are on for Saturday, right? So yes, we are confirmed. 2 p.m. my time. Just email me the call-in number, or I think you may have put it on my Skype, so I'll be there. All righty. So as we get into today's program, imagine yourself on a journey. Indeed, I want to share something with everyone. In my youth and in my days of experimenting with LSD and other hallucinogenics, one of the bands I really got into and still do today is the Moody Blues. And when I got back, it was very much impressed upon me to go and read the lyrics of these songs. And it's just going to take a minute. I encourage everyone to go listen to This Is On a Threshold of a Dream. And this one is Are You Sitting Comfortably? Take another sip, my love, and see what you will see. A fleet of golden galleons on a crystal sea. Are you sitting comfortably? Let Merlin cast his spell. Ride along the winds of time and see where we have been. The glorious age of Camelot, where Guinevere was queen. It all unfolds before your eyes as Merlin cast his spells. Give me 1 second, folks. The 7 wonders of the world he'll lay before your feet in far off lands on distant shores, so many friends to meet. Are you sitting comfortably? Let Merlin cast a spell. When the white eagle of the north is flying overhead, and the browns and the reds and the goldens of autumn lie in the gutter dead, remember then the summer birds with wings of fire flying come to witness spring's new hope, born of leaves decaying. As new life will come from death, love will come at leisure. Love of life, and giving without measure. Giving in return a wondrous yearn of a promise almost seen. Live hand in hand, and together we'll stand on a threshold of a dream. I really encourage y'all just to let me just finish it out. Now you know that you are real. Show your friends that you and me belong to the same world. Turned on to the same word, have you heard? Now you know that you are free, living all your life at ease. Each day has its always, a look down life's hallways, doorways to lead you there. Check it out, folks. I mean, and it's so apropos where we are today. You know, it is, in fact, that frequency of love. So, folks, man, I mean, you look at the world. Every day we're finding out something else that is linked to a hidden past, a past where our species, and the thing about it is, ladies and gentlemen, this amnesia is most recent. If you look at our species past, something happened about 10, 11, 12,000 years ago. Either there was a complete species collapse or something happened, and it now looks like we now know that something did in fact happen. Graham Hancock's The Magician of the Gods. It's starting to all make sense now. So this giant meteorite crater, bigger than Paris, found underneath Greenland's ice sheet. Folks, this now is making more and more sense. Look at this. It's over 31 kilometers, the impact crater. Something's going on, folks. I think we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We know now something happened about 11,800 BC. Who knows? It seems that seems to be the approximate date of whatever happened to us. Something happened to us. This is one we all have to pay very close attention to. Now, this is interesting because when you look at the Epic of Gilgamesh, where the Christians get their, and the Hebrews, the Genesis story. It actually comes from the Chaldeans, who actually got it from the Mesopotamians, who actually got it from the Sumerians. But here's the thing, folks. There apparently is a huge, we're talking oceans, under the Earth's mantle. It's there right now. And with all this tectonic movement taking place, now we're beginning to understand. I did a video, go and check it out, Edidorfa. It's Aphrodite spelled backwards. Go and get it. If you want the book, it's a delightful read. But here's the thing. When Llewellyn wrote that book, how could he have known that there were vast amounts of water under the Earth's mantle? How did he know that? It plays a key role in the story. Maybe there was more to that book, as I told everyone in the video. You read that book, you're going to learn some science that is now coming out. So, huge amounts of water. Check this out, folks. Look at this. You have a tag on you right now. In my video called We're Already Marked, Checkmate, this is what I was talking about. And today, this story comes out. National Facial Recognition Database to use loyalty rewards to identify American shoppers. Now, the thing about it is, if they're using it for that, guess what else? I mean, we have truly become George Orwell's 1984. There is no privacy, folks. Kiss that goodbye. This one bothers me. You know, I was in biometrics, I guess when I wrote a white paper on it, I guess about 2008, 2009. Anyway, this should all be giving us the heebie-jeebies. That's all I got to say. AI can now imitate real biometric systems. That's you and me. If you've done the ancestry.com or you and me 123, whatever it is, or any of these other genetic ancestry family lines, if you've ever been holding a security clearance, raise your hand. You know, how many of you are got your traveler's pass that allows us to go through TSA pre-check? But anyway, the point is, I mean, get your driver's license. AI's got that now. Yeah. Here's one. Now we're finding lost continents, a supercontinent, which has always been theorized. Now it's not theorized anymore. We know it happened. And now we're finding out there is even older continents than the one that's there right now. Wow. I still contend I'm not buying this 3-mile thick ice theory that, you know, took tens of millions of years to form. Well, no, we know that story isn't quite holding up. Something happened. Something happened quick. Something happened dramatically quick. I still say it's a defense barrier, but that's just me. Folks, this is why I only like to go out when it's after it's been a hard freeze or snow or somewhere where I'm not trouncing through where, folks, I am a victim of Lyme disease. When I contracted either the Lyme disease first or the meningitis first, whatever the case may be, it nearly killed me. Now, there's just not a single virus like Lyme disease. You now have the Powassan virus, you have the Rocky Mountain spotted tick fever virus, and it's growing. You know, I showed you an article yesterday how they're weaponizing insects. That's nuts. And folks, you get bit by a tick for the most part, and here you can actually see what's happening. This is since 2004. And you can just see what's escalating, folks. And these are the only ones that are, excuse me, that wasn't supposed to up. Here's one. So now the Campi, I think that's Flegrei. It's in Italy. Huge super volcano. Huge. Folks, it's filling up quickly. Large wholesale changes taking underneath there. And lastly, but not, we'll be talking about this Monday night with Dr. Albers. Earth's magnetic field measured using artificial stars at 90 kilometers altitude. This is, talk about simulated suns. Yeah. So it gets just so weird, folks. I mean, it really does. You look at everything that's taking place, and I don't know, you tell me. I mean, seriously, it's changing faster than you can keep up with it. You feel like that hamster on the running wheel? Yeah, I got a treadmill up in the exercise room, and yeah, many a time I've been on that thing going, okay, now where am I going with this? I think sometimes that's what happens to us in thought. We get caught up into the loop, and sometimes you have to get off the treadmill. Just saying. So let's get to the little presentation I put together. I think it'll be thought provoking, folks, because that's what you're here for. You're not here for my good looks. You're here to have me stimulate your thinking. So, standard disclaimer: time is not one-dimensional. Remember that. Okay. The following message was brought to you, advertising freedom. All right. So all of you remember Scott Zion over at Planet X News and Claudia when they were on showing this remarkable footage. And I asked Claudia if she would send me the stills, and she did. She sent me a number of them. I just grabbed a couple, and this is what I did. I took this into Photoshop, just using this photo the best that we can. When you begin to look at the mask in the layer, he said you can look at things at it. This is the other one of the object coming in. So here we go. Check this out. So what I did here, went through a number of filters. I won't get into it. It's not important. What I do know is that this object is hot. Clearly, there are moons, planets, whatever you want to call them, that are tied to this object. And you can clearly see what looks by all intent and purposes to be a dense debris field. And again, I did put this through Photoshop. It took about 30 minutes on each one of them. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all the steps. So the next one is the one that really got to me. So the object is now much closer to the sun. What I did not do, and as you can see right here, these are those same objects that we had seen. This debris field is much larger now, but what really got me was that there was a curvature that was here. And if y'all remember Monday night when Claudia and I were talking about this, it didn't make sense to me that you see the sun, it's like something is abruptly blocking it, throwing the energy mass above, and literally giving a cavitation with this object, which, by the way, is extremely hot now. The previous photo we had, you can see it was getting hot already. But as it came in, you can definitely see it's hot. And it looks like the sun's energy is being thrown up and over this object, and whatever that curvature is back there. I mean, it's clearly a curvature. I'm going to ask Claudia about it. I've sent her the pictures as well. It clearly looks like to me to be massively huge. Maybe it's, I don't know. I was thinking the debris field, but the demarcation line is very clearly marked. And something I'm going to point out is that we know this is an object here for sure. You can actually see it's having an effect. I mean, whatever the light is doing here from the sun, whatever is potentially blocking that, I don't know. But yeah. All right. I'm going to do a show next week. We're going to talk about this. What's happening to our skies? I have been gone out on the internet and sent a bot out there to bring in the data and beginning to look at all reports around the world of purple skies. And folks, it's everywhere. We saw this one with Hurricane Michael. This was the first phenomenon. This is midday, and the scientists weren't really sure. And when you begin to get the vacillating answers, you know why they're vacillating. But it's so bizarre. We're getting pictures of in the northern parts of Siberia, even the North American continent. We're getting pictures of people getting these sunsets, these sunrises, where it's purple light, and it gives you the effect of purple snow light. This is weird. This is the strangest one to date that I'm going to ask Claudia about this. I know the answer. We've talked about this before, but purple rainbows. Never in my lifetime have I ever heard of purple rainbows. That's a light shift, folks. A light shift. Normal? I don't know. I never saw purple rainbows. Be candid with you, I've never seen an upside down rainbow, but now I'm being told, well, that's just the light reflecting, off of the atmosphere. And I'm going, really? Never saw it growing up when I was growing up. All right, so let's get to this whole thing. End of days or the beginning of days. So this is all very ingrained into most Westerners' ideas, and to a greater degree as well in many other religious faiths and beliefs. There is a judgment day coming for mankind. And of course, we all know the four horsemen. Each one bringing a new wave of destruction, despair, days of woe. Many contend that right now we are in the tribulation. Many contend of many faiths, particularly of the Judeo-Christian belief systems, believe that we are, in fact, nearly midway through the tribulation. I don't buy it, but you can't ignore the signs either. And signs abound. So this is what I feel sometimes when I'm dealing with this subject. No sooner did I get my freaking feet underneath me, here they come again. And it's like, what the hell, folks? So this is the cataclysm that some envision happening. This doomsday event. Who knows? And as I was putting this together, I'm going to do a whole show on this. What if AI went insane, folks? What if it's already insane? So you go around, and it's all through our culture, our social mannerisms, our foundations of our society. You see, and I've seen them all my life, the end is near. Then you get, well, this will be the end. And then, anyone who goes counter to that tells you, oh, the book of Revelation is just a bunch of hoo-hoo, already happened, no foundation. And, people get upset with that stuff. But nevertheless, it always is. The end is near. Now, I love this guy. This is a true optimist. It's awesome because America would be going broke. We'll leave America richer, happier, and more secure. Sounds counterintuitive, but there's a lot to that. But no matter where we go, you're seeing more and more people, whether they're doing it in mockery or whether, in fact, they're doing it because they believe it. But I like the sameness that you can capture in the midst of all this mayhem. I really dig this guy. I mean, if this dude, I drove by and saw him handing that, I'd go buy him a cup of coffee. That's a dude that you really want on your team. I mean, if it really does get bad, this is the type of attitude you want. But no doubt, this is going to happen. It's happened before. And if things are in a cycle, it's going to happen again, folks. And no matter where you turn today, politics, companies, churches, social groups, I can just go on and on. It's getting tense. And here's a guy, I think, expressing exactly what he thinks about the situation. I happen to think that he may be onto something. All right, who of you haven't felt that way? Come on. This guy isn't the only one. But we know there is a cataclysm coming. We know that it has been seen or foretold. Most likely New York is going to get hit. In fact, it's actually on our money. Yeah, it really is. Back of $100 bill. Check it out, folks. The old one. So this is going to happen. But it appears it's going to be a limited exchange. But before then, everyone's angry. I've never seen a more pissed off group of people of humanity in my life. It's everywhere. And now, what they did is that they completely recharged the energy to this negative nonsense. That's called here in America the political season. And now we go into the truly insane season where you have duality reigning supreme. Deck the halls, la, 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 get the freak out of my way. I'll kill you if you think you're going to stand in my way of getting that gift. Yeah. Mary, yeah. It's replete in our culture. Now we mock it, we make fun of it. We see it. When I go to New York City, typically, sometimes I enjoy walking more than getting into the cab. Now, if you have to go across Midtown, whatever. But the point is, you see this. Fact is, folks, I've seen this in several different cities. Las Vegas. Now there, the end is truly come to pass for many people, but I digress. So really, this is what I think people don't understand. I think this happened, folks. I think it wiped us out. Almost all of us. I guess the real question is it just limited to Earth? We're seeing something happen to our solar system. We're seeing something happen to our sun. I don't know. Are these progenitors of something else? In all walks of life of people, Now, I think many of these people are empaths. I think many of them have picked up on something. They just didn't know where to channel it. They didn't know what to do with it. And so religion is a very natural dumping ground for it. But again, all over the world, everywhere, the end is near. And this time I mean it. All my life, folks, all my life that I was in Christianity, and I can name you all the teachers and et cetera, et cetera. And it was amazing to me how in cycles the stories would be regurgitated. Now, I can tell you in the 80s, no one saw the Middle East with Islam. I mean, no one saw it, which told me and still tells me that what else can't we see? Well, I think the earth, that's a pretty good sign. I mean, I think that's a good starting place. People write to me all the time, where can I start really getting to understand that? I think looking at the earth is a really good, the earth is changing dramatically. But this has always been with us. I think it reaches back to that memory that just about wiped us off the face of the planet. Whatever that was, meteorite, asteroid, comet, whatever it was, it wiped most of us out. And so thorough was it, it scorched most of the earth. Now, I did find it interesting in the Epic of Gilgamesh, and it's coded as well in Genesis 2:3. And it clearly states something burned the earth. So did something rescue us? Did someone take an ark of the seed? I don't know. But it's deep in our psyche. Now, when I came across this, I realized, holy crap, this is the end of the world. Could you imagine if Trump went for re-election and made Hillary his vice president? So, okay. Imagine you're in the twilight zone. So is the end near? It's got to happen. But the end of what? Earth, man, life, plane of existence? No, whatever is here, if there is something that is already in the mix, new life will come because we're evidence of that. We're evidence that it's not the end, it's the beginning that is near. That changes everything. When you put it in that context, it's not this fear type mentality. Give me a second here, folks, as he gets out of there. Thank you very much. So, well, there you go. I think it's just a matter of how you look at it. And like I said, it kind of makes sense. We're getting more and more of the evidence. Man is questioning. And that's led to an awakening. It might be one of the greatest things that when we do discover, if the evidence survived, I think that's the real contention. I mean, there was a vast amount of water that was obviously completely evaporated, disintegrated. So the earth has to have great reserves. Maybe it shoved the water to one side. Who knows? But it's appeared that it wasn't just sapiens. Neanderthals faced it as well, the Cro-Magnons, the Denisovans. Probably I can name another 3 Homo species, subspecies. It dramatically changed the earth. Legends, of the Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit, a time when Middle Earth was awash with species of all kinds before the veil was laid down. Maybe the great cataclysm was the great veil. And maybe we are still in this veil that has laid over us for nearly 10, 12,000 years. Who knows? So I was talking to someone yesterday, and I told them, I said, listen, you've got nothing to fear about death. We've been taught wrong. I said, approach it with rejoicing. Enjoy the fact that you got the experience. And I think that's why I look at it again, I'm just disassociated from reincarnation theory, but I think that belittles the whole physical experience. I mean, seriously, if you get to do it over and over and over again. When I was doing my mirror awareness this morning, excuse me, that's when I found out the voice my spirit said. And as you begin to see your aura, as it begins to manifest more and more, my spirit told me, and it's odd because you can really say it in the first and second person, but I made a contract with this body. The spirit person, my energy, made a contract with this body. And that's how it works, folks. I think sometimes the contract goes bad, and that's why we have situations where you see life ended much, much too quick. Anyway, I got to get prepared for the show tonight over on the Artist First Network. Anyone who's interested in the Urantia book, go over to the Artist First Network. They do a program every Tuesday night on the Urantia book. They read every chapter. I think they're up to 386 episodes. But if you're interested in there, go and check it out. My producer, the Z-Man, is part of that program, and it's informative. If you don't want to buy the book and you just kind of want to listen like audio on tape, great program. The last couple of programs, y'all really need to check it out. Yeah. So, and then I'm on there tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Denver time, 7 West Coast, and wherever the rest of the place is. Let me show you some pictures too. This is from Ryan. Got his permission on this. He got some great pictures, folks. I want to share these with everyone. Check this out. Give me 1 second here as I pull this up. Look at that. Is that not just so cool? Wait a minute. Yeah. Then he got this one right here. Very cool, my friend. I told him, I said, those were just, people are getting these all over. Anyway, folks, be good to yourselves. I think many of you are. It's showing. This group, y'all, powerful, powerful stuff. I keep on thinking of two things. Roxy Music, love is the drug I'm thinking of. But anyway, and also a couple of Huey Lewis and the News. It's the power of love. All right, folks. Love yourselves. You're going to love people around you. Glad to hear. What time Eastern? 10 o'clock, Peter. 10 p.m. Eastern time. Going to be talking. Thank you, Chelsea. Hidden Harvest Grow. Going to get you on, my friend. Going to get you on. Tonight, I'm going to get a little deeper into the list. Fortunately, with internet radio, we can still have free speech and, little different topics allows us to get into it. Also, doing a little project, and in fact, I'll be talking about it tonight as well on the radio program. I think something's changed in who's possessing these bodies, folks. I contend if we can do that contract, is it just our kind of spirits that can possess a body? I don't know. I do know it's a really an interesting thought when you dig deep. All right. What was that website again? theartistfirst.com. And check it out for all of you. It's got some great programming over there. I think you'll really like it. All right, Peter. Thank you. Matt, all the Jerry, good to see you. Charlotte, everyone, thank you. Gemma, Arlene, all the moderators. Thank you, folks. Y'all are the best. My visits here with you each day is like, it's a good shot of good medicine. Keeps you healthy. And the old axiom is true. He who has his health is the richest person in the world. So we all know that to be true. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Cutting this short. See you tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night, let me just get this out as well. We have Chrissy coming on. Y'all know her as J Joy. Folks, this lady has a tremendous gift. And when you see it and hear her story, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be really cool. It really is. All right, folks, thank you. I salute you. May favor be upon your life this day. May it be found in the place where you need it most. And maybe that way we can begin to show others that favor does work. It's a lot better than what's out there right now. I mean, good gracious. All right, folks, I appreciate you. We will see you. Thank you. Is it an equicentric? Thank you. Put it up there. All right, folks, see you tomorrow. And if y'all tune in at the Artist First Network, fine, I'll hear you tonight. Either way, we'll meet again. Some way or another, we're all going to meet somewhere down the line.